It's a crazy little thing called Lovdev. I'm back from my holidays. Today's episode is 127. UK plugs. I'm back now from my holidays. Hello everyone. I'm just going to let you all know before I start the podcast. I actually recorded an episode and I was going to just post it out today as you're listening. Unfortunately, I got to record the whole thing, right? And as I was just about to finalize it on the app that I use, it crashed on me and I lost everything and I was so annoyed. I was really, really annoyed. I was talking about what happened last week with the IT systems going down all over the globe, and I was just saying that. What's his name? Bill Gates. He was like he controls everything in it, but everything's back to normal. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna fly, but luckily they sorted it. What a major palaver that was! I thought. Like, we rely so much on computers, and if they go down on us, we are totally buggered. And then I was just saying how, maybe I am not on holiday, or maybe I am on holiday, who knows? But yeah, I did go. I went to Malta. So I actually went for a wedding. It was my niece's wedding. She already got married, but she had a Hindu ceremony in a lovely little venue in Malta, which was called the Limestone Heritage Park. We had a lovely day there, 2 days of partying on the wedding. It's nice to see all the family abroad on holiday, not in India, in another country, in the lovely land of Malta. I did like Malta, though. It's very nice. One thing I loved about it was that they use the UK standard plug size. So most European destinations are 2-pin plug, but Malta seems to be the 3-pin plug. And not only that, they drive on the left-hand side like we do in the UK. So it was great. I mean, even the road signs were the same as ours. The only thing that confused me was the kilometres than the miles per hour, as we're used to the miles per hour in the UK. But other than that, it was a great holiday. Drivers there, actually, they don't say thank you. So, when they don't even give way. And if you give way to someone, they don't put their hand up, say, cheers, mate, thanks. It's so weird and bizarre. Do you know what I mean? Like, the amount of times I gave somebody way, they just drive past, and I thought, how rude. Can't you just say hello, thank you? Give me a wave or something. Yeah, unfortunately, they don't do that. But my villa was lovely. I stayed in Gozo, which is a little tiny island on the outskirts of Malta. It took like 20 minutes on a ferry to get there from the mainland. And Gozo was great. What I liked about it was quiet. There wasn't many tourists, and it was peaceful. And there weren't no mosquitoes, which was a bonus. The villa we had was absolutely lovely. 500 years old, right? It was more of a house than a villa, but it had a pool. It had 3 floors. It was nice. It was spacious. It was very warm inside, and it was cool. During the night. I absolutely loved it, man. I didn't want to leave. We had such a lovely view. You could see all of Gozo from where we were. Every night there was a firework display going on. I don't know what was happening in the local town, but there was just so much going on there. I think they were celebrating a saint called Margarita, who looked a bit like Mary, I'll be honest. And they were doing fireworks during the day. But this one night, I'm not going to lie, it was annoying. It must have been the main day. They had fireworks on during the day, which was very bizarre because you couldn't see the fireworks, but all you could hear was bangs. It felt like I was in a war zone. That's what it felt like. And it continued non-stop, these fireworks. I'm not even lying to you. It must have started like from 10 o'clock in the morning, and it went on all the way up to midnight. And I thought, why? What was the whole point of it? But they had, they celebrated every night. There was a lovely little church by us in Sanat where we were staying. And they basically block off the roads in the night. And they had loads of tables and chairs. And everyone was just like eating and drinking and chilling and, enjoying. They had live bands. It was great, man. It was a different atmosphere from Gozo to Malta. Malta just felt like very not commercial, but a lot of tourists there. Whereas Gozo was totally different. It just felt like I'm on the outskirts, and it was peaceful and quiet, which is what I absolutely loved. It seemed like the weather was nice in the UK, and while I was away on holiday, looking at my friends' snaps on the old Facebook and Instagram.
Ask the UK.
It's Ask the UK. Thank you for whoever's voice that was. Today's question has been posted by Nathaniel Essex on the Reddit forum on Ask the UK, obviously, because that's what we're doing. The question Nathaniel has asked is, what is the biggest bargain you've ever secured? I have secured a lot of bargains. But probably one of my biggest ones was when I bought my house. I got a discount on a brand new kitchen units and work surface. So there's a store called Wix, which is down the road from my house, and it's a DIY store. And Wix had a sale on these used cabinets. So they were ex-display, I think. It was like 25% off, something like that. And on top of that, I had, because of my NHS discount, National Health Service for the outsiders of the UK, because of that, I had that as well. They gave me a top-up on the discount. So I got like 70% off on my whole kitchen unit. And I got it for like, I think it was around 250, 300 quid. And I'm talking about worktop, kitchen cupboard, units, everything. Do you know what I mean? Like the whole shebang. Probably would have been over $1,000, but I got it for like 250, 300. That I would say is the biggest bargain I have ever secured. And I love a bargain. I absolutely love a bargain. Whenever I buy stuff, I don't buy it brand new. I've been telling this to my friends, like, if it's electronics and stuff like that, I'll always buy a refurbished, reconditioned, or sealed. Was it open box? There's a lot of open box products out there. It's basically stuff that people buy and they don't like it and they return it. And yeah, that's basically what I do. I want to know what he's put down. He said, share your best deal stories, which I have a couple of them. I mean, I've got loads, mate. Oh God, I can't even think. Since my lifetime, I must have saved hundreds of pounds. Did you manage to snag something for 90% off or even better? Ooh, 90% off. I don't know about 90%, but I've been close enough to 90%. He's saying he got a 5-seater leather reclining sofa for 200 quid. That's pretty cheap, mate. For a leather sofa, that is a bargain. There was a furniture shop that was closing down near me where I worked. This would have been $2,500 at least, brand new. Wow, $2,500. We bought our leather sofas and they were pretty cheap, to be honest. I mean, they were probably worth over 1,500 quid and I got them for about 800. They were literally off a back of a lorry. It was a bloke and he said, come here, and I've got them. They're in a lorry. He got them out of the lorry. Actually, he delivered them to my house because you can't get them off the back of the lorry. But they are from the back of a lorry. I don't think they're stolen, but they should have been worth a lot more. That is amazing, though. For 200 quid for a reclining leather sofa is very good. That's a very good price. You're looking about, I don't know, this is a guess. He's saying it's $2,500, but it depends how. Oh, there's a 5-seater one. Okay. Yeah, mate, 200 quid. That's a bargain. You're lucky that place closed down. Not for you, but for your bargain sofa. Someone has put down on there they bought an engagement ring for $7,000 in 2012, got divorced a few years later and got the ring back and sold it for $6,000 in 2017. Then they thought, forget this, I'm going to buy some bitcoins with the proceedings. And since then, they have sold $13,000 worth of crypto and still have $20,000. So basically, you invested the money from the ring into bitcoins and made $13,000 plus $20,000 on top. That's a lot of money. Bitcoins I don't get, so I wouldn't really go into that. But if you know what you're doing with the Bitcoins, then fair play, hats off to you. If you have bought a bargain, do DM me. Remember, you can send me a message via the Buzzsprout. If you listen to this podcast via the Buzzsprout, then you can send me a message on that. I think I'm still a bit jet lagged from the holiday. I'll be honest. I got back about 3 a.m. right, and I must have woke. I think I woke up about 10:30, 11. So I've only really had a couple of hours sleep, and I think I'm still a bit jet lagged. I mean, I'm an hour ahead from everyone else. That's where I am. But I've got work tomorrow, and yeah, I'm not really looking forward to that. But let me tell you a bit more about my holiday. So I went to Popeye Island, Popeye Village, I think it's called. Island, same thing. So it's a theme park. So you know the movie Popeye? It was filmed in Malta, and they left the whole film set there. Right? I'm talking about the old one with Robin Williams in it, and that lady who passed away quite recently from The Shining. I forgot her name. Is it Suella? Something? Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. So that's where that was filmed, and I went down there, and I think I paid about £70, which was around about €80, which I thought was quite a lot. I'll be honest, it was a lot for what it was. It wasn't even all that. Like, it just felt like an old, dated theme park, which just needed a bit of TLC. There wasn't really anything there. The only thing we got from there was free popcorn. There was a shared pool, which looked absolutely minging. They had a beach, but it just looked... You know when you see a beach and you think, there's too many people have been in this beach, and it just looks absolutely ruined. I just felt like it was a place for people to work, for Malta's government to give people jobs. Yeah, it just felt like a fun fair, but a very dated fun fair. There were no actual rides either, which was a bit annoying.
I have to say, he's a wonderful guy. He's always got a funny thing to say on radio. But fellow Americans and United Kingdom, and everybody else out there, it's time for No Stupid Questions.
Thank you, DJ Trump. That was DJ Trump. Today's No Stupid Question has been posted by Next Airport 7230. They have asked, why does it seem like a large amount of autistic people love trains? Now, this is true. I have an autistic son. He is obsessed with trains. He's actually obsessed with Thomas the Tank Engine. I think because Thomas has got a face on it. There's no actual body, so it's a face. And the face gives loads of expressions. If they're happy, they're sad, excited, So I think it's something to do with that, maybe. But I'm talking about Thomas and the colour that is blue. I reckon the guy who invented Thomas the Tank Engine was autistic. I don't know what his name is, but I do believe that. I think I may have mentioned this years ago on another podcast. I feel like I have, but I reckon it's because a train is basically square, isn't it? So it's not like, it doesn't stick out. It's not round like a car. It's got moving parts on it on the sides. Yeah, and it's on a track, so it doesn't bend like a car. If I know what I'm talking about, it just heads straight towards the station. I think that's the reason, probably. I think that's my... I've never asked my son why, but I think that could be one of the reasons. Next Airport has put down, not that it's a bad thing, it just seems like it's very common. Looking for a more concise answer besides 'cause it's cool. Is there a particular reason for this? I'm going to read an interesting comment that has replied to Next Airport. He has put down, train enthusiastic autistic here. Things are satisfying about trains. Steam valve noises, diesel engine noises, turbine gearbox noises, traction motor noises. They are so efficient that such a good feature, rolling resistant, physically disgusts me. Mechanically, they are very orderly and predictable. Okay, that makes sense. Vehicle is attached to 2 straight lines, which is good. Everything about the world is so chaotic. I said mechanically, I wasn't talking about being on time, and then it has such a fascinating technology. I sometimes need to info dumped about the difference between different types of pantographs and different types of traction motors. Now, this is interesting. My son's got loads of collections of trains, locomotive trains, and he always talks about the engine and the different type of wheels that are on it, and the way it moves and the motion of it. I think it is all mechanically. That could be one of the reasons. And also, this person has put down, when they work and are on time, they are the embodiment of human cooperation. I don't have to comprehend the neurotypical desire to compete with each other. Different train drivers, dispatchers, and schedulers working together is just more relatable. So I guess it's all about the mechanics of the train, and that, like I said, it's on a track, it's straight, it doesn't bend. I think that's what it is. It's maybe the person who invented trains was autistic, apart from Thomas. Maybe, I don't know. Interesting question. If you know the answer to that, like I said, give me a DM, send me a message. It's free via the Buzzsprout. I'm going to move swiftly on to the weird news story. As I said, I feel a little bit weird myself. We'll blame me on the jet lag. So today's weird news story, I believe, is all the way from Singapore. And the story goes, weird or wonderful, simulated babies made by a Singapore mother provide comfort, joy, and questions. A 50-year-old mother of 4 in Singapore has captured global attention by painting lifelike artificial dolls that sell for up to $6,000 each. The artist Andrea Lee, shout out to Andrea Lee, developed a passion for painting during childhood, but set aside her dreams to prioritize work and family responsibilities. In 21, after her youngest child had grown up, she decided to attend a reborn doll workshop to revisit her artistic aspirations. Sharing her skills online, she began receiving inquiries from collectors interested in buying her dolls, so she set up a website to sell her creations. The reborn dolls are made of silicone or vinyl and are minutely crafted to mimic the appearance of textured of the real babies. The collaborative process involves a sculptor making the doll, then handing it over to Andrea for painting to bring it to life. Mate, it looks real, this does. She applies a base coat to ensure the paint will not fade. Then they bake the doll in an oven to secure the first layer. The detailed painting and hair implementing are challenging and time-consuming processes. It can take 3 to 6 weeks to create a lifelike skin colour while implanting each strand of hair by hand, which can take 40 hours. I wonder if she could do my hair on my head, because I'm losing it. I'm losing hair on my head. Andrea, can you help me out? After completing the dolls, Lee dresses them in clothes she buys from baby shops, uploads the photos to her website and lists them for sale. She gives each doll a special name and provides details such as the height and price. She told Singapore Channel, "When I'm making the dolls, When I'm making the dolls, I enjoy the processes. Being able to bring life to a doll through your art and colours is really rewarding to me. Her reborn babies can sell for as much as $6,000, and she sells about 26 dolls a year. Buyers come from all over the world." Jessica Wu, her surname's Wu. Jessica Wu, a doll collector who bought a baby called Lily, said, "The babies she posts usually get sold in 1 or 2 days. She must be minted." So when I saw Lily, she was just a work in progress. An update Andrea posted. I quickly made a reservation and I bought her for $2,500. The baby is very realistic. Hair, eyes, eyebrows, nails, rosy face. Her skin looks like a real baby's. When I wake up, I kiss her and touch her head. And tell her I'm going to work. You weirdo. Sometimes I put her on my stomach to sleep. The baby's not alive, mate. Lee believes the reborn dolls are not just works of art, but also provide therapeutic benefits, bringing collectors a sense of being a mother. The first time I held a reborn, it was very emotional for me. I was crying. But it was tears of joys. It was really comforting and it brought back so many wonderful memories I had as a young mother. It's like holding a newborn baby all over again, she said. On her Instagram, followers frequently expressed their admiration for her work. Oh, what a beautiful display. Your art is lovely, one person said. Another one said, does it poo? I want a realistic doll too. Does it poo? I don't know. I would never buy a realistic doll like that. Wasn't much of a weird news story. Well, it was weird because this woman just creates... Basically, she just thought of a business, and that's what it was. And she knew there's vulnerable women out there that would buy these babies that look so real. Weird. Anyway, that was today's weird news story. That's why it's weird. Hopefully next time I'll be a bit more wide awake. Take care of yourselves.